Today I'm watching the Twilight Zone Season 2, Episode 9. The previous episode was about this couple who didn't have any of their own children and were building robots in the basement that they used as housekeepers, and then had one playing the role of their daughter. It was an interesting episode. I feel like it was a little bit predictable, but I still enjoyed it. We know this episode is about this Templeton character. Rod Serling had mentioned in the previous episode something about the trouble with Templeton. So yeah, curious to see where we're gonna go with that. I'm really enjoying the series so far, so thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you want exclusive content from this video, be sure to join Patreon. And if you have any other suggestions for movies or TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Okay, is that his wife out there? What's going on?
No, sir, he's new.
He's new too?
Yes, sir. Every hour on the hour.
Oh my gosh, that's intense. What kind of drugs is he taking? I'm guessing these people are renting out, maybe as a hotel or something, I don't know.
Perhaps she's waiting for the day when these won't do what they're designed to do.
Oh, I'm very curious what they're designed to do. Okay.
The years with makeup. And I shall stand in the right places and hope to say the right lines.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was an actor or if he was like a writer or something like that.
Properly deliver me back here so that I can go back there and do it all over again next night.
And such an interesting shot too of having Marty reflection in the mirror like that.
All one single, separated, contented moment.
That's sad though. Oh.
God ever created. 18 when I married her, Marty. 25 when she died.
Oh God, my heart. I was like, what happened to her? Oh.
Those moments with Laura are all I have left now.
I'm worried where this is going. The way he's talking, you know, like just kind of the melancholy of life.
Don't distress yourself, old friend. I'm all right. I'm quite all right.
And just like doing the same thing over and over again. Like he's like, I just want to go to bed.
Yesterday and its memories is what he wants. And yesterday is what he'll get. Soon his years and his...
Yes, I love it.
Make his debut on another stage in another world that we call the Twilight Zone.
I'm so glad they added that into this season. It's such a cool way, and especially have the transition of them walking out the door and just pan over and see Rod standing there. We've had another episode with an actress who kind of, you know, wanted to live back her glory days. It sounds kind of like something similar. He wants to, like Rod said, like go back to yesterday. It doesn't sound like he's been happy in a long time.
Names always have been.
It's okay. Just so long as you don't forget your lines.
Definitely getting like a sense of like ageism. Like it sounds like they fired the previous director because he was older. He's using terms like pep and zip, which to me equates to like maybe a younger person.
And make no mistake about me. I will direct this play my way at all times.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like he's up to collaborate. It's a my way or the highway situation.
You are related and dependent upon the first. Therefore, the first day of rehearsal is an extremely important date. When I call rehearsal...
A day he showed up late too. Oh, no.
...and ready to work at 12 o'clock sharp. Are you ready to work with us, Templeton?
I think this guy's feeling a little intimidated. He already was like, here we go again. I don't want to do this. But now he's going to do it with this guy.
Come back here, Templeton! Booth, come back! Templeton! Templeton, come back here!
And he's just immediately running away. Oh my gosh. But now he's like, after the play, what's going on? Yeah, I'm curious what those drugs he was taking were doing to him. I doubt there would be a crowd showing up on the first day of rehearsal, but maybe. He does obviously seem to be very successful, so maybe word of him being there got out. I don't know. Oh, 1927. Okay, do we go back in time?
Templeton in the Great Seed. 1927's big hit.
Yeah, it says introducing, so I'm guessing this was like his first play. Yeah.
Kid me, are you, Mr. Templeton?
Most assuredly I'm not.
Your wife just phoned and said for you to meet her at Freddie Iacino's.
Oh, Laura. Oh, can he like change? We don't know how she died. Maybe he can change it.
The best-looking ghost I ever saw, Mr. Templeton.
Where's Laura?
He said that was like the one time in his life he was happy.
At Freddie Iacino's, just round the corner.
He maybe gets a second chance at life, you know, maybe he can prevent, I don't know what happened to her, but yeah, maybe he can prevent it. And I like anytime we get to see like actors playing actors, I always think that's really cool. This time, you know, it's stage instead of like film or television, but still, yeah, very interesting. And I'm guessing, like, obviously we see him as the older version, but I'm guessing regular, like, in this time period, he looks how he would have looked then.
You're alive. Sure. What'd you expect?
He's like, well, I hate to break it to you, but,
Careful these days. All the time somebody's wanting a raid or something.
guess it's Prohibition. Yeah, oh my gosh, so cool, this speakeasy bar. Nice. Such a great set. And how crazy that would be, yeah, to see her again all these years, just like you remembered her, like 30 years ago.
Nothing to eat tonight, Freddy.
It'd be so overwhelming.
Juicy. See, I told you.
Yeah, just the look in his eyes, like he's just so overwhelmed. Yeah, it would be crazy to have this experience.
How many times have I told you to take your makeup off before you come in here?
Makeup?
Okay, maybe they do see him as an old man. Okay, I wasn't sure how they were going to play that.
Oh, could you get me another of these, please? Thank you.
But I have to talk to you, Laura.
Yeah, how do you explain to her without scaring her? Like, oh, by the way, you're going to pass away and this is all going to come to an end.
I have you alone. To myself.
Booth, don't be dull.
But she obviously doesn't understand, you know, the severity of the situation and, like, how, you know, rare this is.
Barney, I'm not so certain of this earth or of anything in it right now.
Because he's in the Twilight Zone.
For many, many lonely years, I've had only a memory of you to live on. You too, Barney.
Yeah, how do you explain you've come back in time from the future?
Hang on, here. It's just as if you never died. Either of you.
Did he die? Like, is this heaven? Is that what we're doing or something like that?
Laura, do you understand?
Sure. Come on, let's have a good time.
You think they would have questions? That's what's making me think that he also passed away. Maybe when he left the theater something happened. I don't know. But, like, you think he'd be like, how did I die? You know, when? Something like that.
We couldn't walk a street or sit in a restaurant without everybody knowing that we were in love.
Are you finished?
Not exactly a warm welcome. Okay.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm not sure I get why they're laughing. Oh, gosh. It's gonna scare her away, I'm worried.
That's for me?
Yeah, and that she's not exactly how he remembers her and how weird that would be. Yeah.
Why don't you go back where you came from? We don't want you here.
Where is here? Oh my gosh. And like, yeah, if this was the 20s, you know, when he went back in time, assuming they would have seen each other, you know, maybe earlier that day. I don't know, but yeah, not exactly, yeah, the response you'd expect, you know? So, yeah, I'm curious. Oh, that just gave me so many goosebumps. Immediately quiet, immediately frozen. Yeah, oh, so spooky. With the spotlight just on her like that, too.
Oh, dear, come on.
No, please, please.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be like the center of attention wherever in time this is. Like, everybody at the bar was staring at him. You know, people on the street are grabbing him. Obviously, the crowd outside the theater.
Did it happen?
But he's still got the papers and stuff with him that would probably have the date on them. Yeah.
What to do when Booth comes back?
Oh my god, it's an instruction manual. That's what she was waving her hands with.
Into Booth as Laura throws back her head and laughs too shrilly. You're a scream, Barney, a real...
That's exactly what she said. He went back in time to a play about him? What?
The same. To know him is to love him. Sit down, old chap.
Yeah, those are the exact words they said. That's so weird. It's giving me very much like Truman Show. He walked into a play about his own life.
Why don't you go back where you came from? We don't want you here.
That's so creepy. That's so weird. Oh my
It
gosh.
is definitely Mr. Templeton. Especially to one so young as you.
He's like, I might be older, but I have more experience also.
Just who do you think you are?
Run along.
He seems like he's got some confidence back now. Yeah.
Who had a round-trip ticket into the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, very interesting. Like, you can't live in the past. You know, they sent him back to the future, basically. So that was my first time watching The Twilight Zone, Season 2, Episode 9. I liked this episode. It definitely reminded me of a few episodes we've had in the past. One with some guy going into his office and we pull back and reveal that he is in fact like on a soundstage. He's being filmed. And another one with an actress, you know, who keeps playing over and over the movies that she was in when she was younger. And, you know, we see her go into the screen at the end and starts living through one of her movies. So I definitely feel like this was along the similar path of those. Also, you know, remind me of the Truman Show because, you know, he's kind of a play about his life, but he doesn't know that it's about him. And, you know, we have that scene where he, you know, pulls the script out of his pocket and is reading it. And we find out that that's exactly what they said, you know, instructions what to do when he comes back. So they obviously knew he was coming back. They had planned for it. And even his dialogue was in that, which I thought was very interesting because how would you know what he was going to say? Like, has he gone back before? And when we meet Laura and Barney, their reactions to him coming back, you know, at first I thought, oh, they didn't make him look old. Maybe they just didn't want to do the makeup or whatever it was for the actor. But we do find out that they see him as old in the past. Everybody was treating him normally, so I thought, okay, maybe they didn't, you know, age him when they put him back in the past and everybody sees him as he would have looked then. But no, he still looks older. Even Barney saying like, oh, sit down, old man. And Laura, you know, making fun of him for not taking off his stage makeup and stuff. And I thought maybe at first that was going to be our twist, is that he gets to go back in time and, you know, relive these memories, but as an old man. And Laura, you know, obviously is at a different stage in her life. She wants to go out and party and, you know, have fun. I don't know that Templeton would want to do that. Like, I thought that was going to be the twist, is like, okay, you can go back in time and hang out with, you know, these people that you loved so much and relive these memories. But now you've aged and you're going to want to do different things with your life. And, you know, now you're at a different stage in your life and things, you know, have changed, but the people you loved haven't. So I thought maybe that's what we were going to do. Obviously, we find out there's a different twist. But yeah, Laura and Barney's reactions were very strange. And I also thought maybe he died and gone to heaven because we don't see when he walks out of the theater, we don't see what happens. You know, he just suddenly appears as 1927. He's gone back in time. I thought maybe we would cut to a reveal later that, you know, he was hit by a car or something like that had happened and he's in fact died. Because I was like, well, all these other people that are around him, you know, we know at least Barney and Laura. We don't know everybody in the bar, but we know at least Barney and Laura have died. So I was like, maybe he's just surrounded by them, because he said also that they're acting differently, like their behavior is different. And we know it was 1927, so assuming that, you know, Booth and Laura had seen each other maybe earlier that day, you know, and she doesn't have any questions about why he shows up so much older, and the fact that he's saying, you know, I'm from the future basically, and, you know, you're both dead. You would think even if you were skeptical on him saying, you know, I'm from the future, which would be totally fair, they're not like, well, when did we die? How did we die? We never really find out what happens to them. I don't know that we need to. I was just more curious than anything, but he's not like, oh, don't, you know, step off the curb at this time and this date because you're gonna, you know, something's gonna happen, or don't, you know, go to this place. Like, he's not even trying to warn them about what could happen. And I feel like that would be kind of, if I could have a conversation with someone in the past who had passed, I'd be like trying to warn them to prevent that from happening, because again, from his conversations with Templeton, we know that the happiest time of his life was when he was with Laura, which was 30 years ago, when he's kind of just been in this melancholy state. We do find out he's married again. It doesn't sound like he's very happy in his marriage. He mentions that she's quite a bit younger and that maybe he's never really loved her, and maybe just got married because that was what expected of him. I'm not too sure, but this was such a happy time in his life, even though it was so brief. And yet to have the chance to go back and maybe keep this person alive, he doesn't even like nothing to Barney either. And their reactions, like I said, they're not like, well, tell us, prove that you're from the future. Like, if you're really from the future, tell us what happens. You should know this information. You should know this information, stuff like that, but there's nothing. So yeah, to me, that was kind of a red flag. I was like, okay, maybe they aren't who they say they are. And then again, of course, having that reveal when we find out he leaves the bar, which was such a great scene. I love the speakeasy set. That was so cool. And of course, going back into the 20s and Prohibition, he's like, oh, be careful, we get these raids, the police might try and come in, and showing another piece of history, which I thought was really cool. And, Laura wanting to have a good time and hang out at this bar. And obviously it was a place that her and Templeton had gone to before. They're recognized as soon as they walk in. But that ending shot when Templeton leaves and everybody, gets quiet, the music stops, the bar gets dark, except for that spotlight on Laura, I thought was so well done, so creepy, because immediately, like, the hair on your neck stands up where you're like, something isn't right. Typically if someone leaves a party, the party just keeps going. That was not their response. And yeah, so immediately I was like, okay, I thought, is he in heaven? Like, what's going on? Why are they reacting this way? And even when he comes out of the stage door the first time, there's a huge crowd. So I'm like, again, if this was his idea of heaven, would he be receiving these accolades, getting this attention from the crowd, his posters up by the theater, his first play, and when he's walking down the streets and people approach him, and, he seemed like the most important person in this time, in this, city, wherever he was. So again, that's what kind of made me think he had passed away, something like that. Like, everybody else seemed to be in on the joke except for him. And then to come back to present day when he goes back through the theater again, I wasn't sure if we were going to go back and see the inside, if it looked like 1927, if we were going to go back to present day. And yeah, there's his new director, but he comes in, has that paper, which proves that the fact that it did happen, because he starts to question himself, as anybody, would. But that script, proves it, which was so creepy. And could you imagine seeing dialogue you just said on the pages, that you didn't maybe even know you were going to say, and it's just written down? And we saw that in the previous episode as well, with that man who didn't realize his life was a TV show. So definitely saw some similarities there, but it kind of gives Templeton that confidence, I think, to, okay, I can't go back to the past. That's what I took from it anyway, is like, he had built up this, romanticized version of the past in his head. He wanted to go back and, would do anything to see his friends again and Laura, and had that opportunity, and they rejected him. We hear Rod Serling say that at the end of the episode as well, that they don't want him there. Like, this isn't your time, this isn't your place, you've been here already, it's time to move on, it's time to move forward. And the confidence he comes back in, we don't know what drugs he was taking either, every hour on the hour, whether it was to improve his memory, whether it's for his health, we don't really know. But he definitely seemed very melancholy at the start of the episode. At the end of the episode, he's walking in, putting his coat up, telling that producer, guy to get lost, that he doesn't, let them in on the first day of rehearsals. Him and the director are getting along better. He just seems more like his true self. And, maybe he's realized that he can't go back to the past. He has to accept the future. And this is where he is now. And, nothing's going to change it. So he just better, embrace what he has and embrace the future. Obviously some themes of ageism in this episode as well. He's called old man several times. I don't know how old he was supposed to be, his character was supposed to be, but as soon as he gets to the theater, finding out that this director that he's probably worked with, a bunch of times before, has been replaced by someone younger. And he doesn't outright say that they've hired a younger person. He just uses kind of those terms like zip and pep, like, something that would, express youth. And of course, when we see this new director come in, he's giving orders, it's my way or the highway, take charge kind of approach. And obviously the guy funding the play, wants that person in charge. to see Templeton, you know, kind of stumble over his words a little bit and forget his name. And then, yeah, like we said, come back at the end and just full confidence, like, yes, I'm 100% in, let's do this. And, you know, just seems to be re-energized and reinvigorated to do what he loves and has done, you know, for the past 30 years. Overall, I enjoy this episode. I wasn't expecting the twist, which is always nice. I wasn't sure where we were going to go. So I love the actors playing actors. I always think that's a really cool approach, and we haven't really seen the theater side of it before. We've had movie actors and television actors and stuff, but this was a different take, which I appreciated. We know the next episode is about this camera that takes pictures of the future, so very curious to see where that's gonna go. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh my gosh, that's intense. What kind of drugs is he taking? Oh god, my heart. I was like, what happened to her? Oh. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like he's up to collaborate. It's a my way or the highway situation. I doubt there would be a crowd showing up on the first day of rehearsal, but maybe? He said that was like the one time in his life he was happy. Yeah, how do you explain you've come back in time from the future?